Hey everybody, here from At Pilates. So tonight I'm going to do things a little bit differently, and you might be catching the replay. So I'm going to do some of my traditional mat Pilates work, and then also kind of throw in some more traditional just core work that might not be classified as Pilates. So just something a little different tonight. So we will get started. Grab your mat, grab some water if you have some handy, and you're going to lie onto your backs. Lying on your backs, arms long by your side. Oh, my name's Laura, by the way, in case you're new to me. Feet flat on the mat or flat on the floor. And just relaxing into the mat here. Releasing any stress through the shoulders, through the chest. We're going to start with our breath. Our inhales are through our nose. Our exhales are through our mouth. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. So keep going here with that breathing pattern. And then, on your next exhale, I want you to actively draw your belly button in. Engaging your core. Almost as if you feel like somebody's going to punch you right in the stomach. So everything's engaged and working. But we haven't changed the position of your back. So keep breathing, keep your core engagement, but you still have a little space between your lower back and the mat. That's what we call our neutral spine. And then on your next exhale, I want you to do a pelvic tilt. So a little pelvic rock. We're going to gently press our lower back down into the floor as we tilt our pelvis. Belly button drawn in, and we've lost that space between our lower back and the mat. This is what we call our imprint position. Holding that there, feel your engagement through your center. And let's rock it back to our neutral spine, meaning you have that little space between your back and the mat. And exhale, rock to imprint. Inhale, rock to neutral. Exhale, rock to imprint. Inhale to neutral. Again, exhale, imprint, and neutral. Now this time we're going to imprint the spine, and we're going to exhale as we lift our hips, rolling up to our bridge, holding at the top. And as you find this position here, feel the hamstrings and the glutes kick in. The back of the body turned on and working. Core is still engaged. Our hips are even. And we exhale, melting back down to the mat as we roll down the spine. And again, exhale to imprint and roll it up to your bridge. Holding here at the top, feeling the back of the body working. And exhale, roll it back down. We've got one more like that. Here we go. Exhale, rolling up. Holding at the top, feel the back of the body working, and roll it back down. Let me have you hug the knees. Both knees hug in. Gentle stretch for the lower back. You can take the knees around in a circle. Reverse the direction. So as we move through class, if you need a rest, this is a great resting position. So please keep that in mind. Let's bring those knees up to tabletop, meaning the knees are about directly over the hips, and they're about at 90 degrees. Okay, so 90 degrees at the hips, 90 degrees at the knees. Draw that belly button in. We're going to start with some gentle toe taps. Right foot tap, exhale, lift. Left foot tap, exhale, lift. So that belly's drawn in, the back is not moving, the belly's not moving. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. So you might be wondering why Pilates feels like maybe it starts out a little slow. If you're new to Pilates and you're just joining us, you might be wondering, where are we going with this? It feels a little slow. But trust me, we need to wake up these smaller muscles in order to get to the larger impact. Impact meaning larger muscles working together with the smaller muscles. Last one here. hold the tabletop for a moment. Now we can continue with the toe taps if that's where your level is. Otherwise, we reach that right leg long. Exhale, return it back. Reach long, return. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. So you can always take an exercise back to the previous one if what we've moved on to is just too much for you right now. So please remember that. Reach, return. Reach. One more each side. Hug the knees. Bring those knees back up to tabletop, arms straight up to the ceiling. We're taking this to a crunch. Exhale, lifting the head and shoulders, arms reach long by your side. Inhale, return. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. Exhale, lift and lower. So of course, this is a more traditional crunch, which we're all familiar with. If at any point the knees up is too much, you take them down. Up and hold. Hold here. Reach those arms long. Lifting into that, what we call C curve. Your belly button's drawn in. Let's go back to those toe taps as we're lifted. Tap and lift. Tap and lift. So nothing's changing in the back. Nothing's changing in the belly. Tap and lift. Keep going here. One more each side. And you may choose to stay with the taps, or you can extend that leg and return. And reach, return. Inhale, exhale. Of course, if you need to take the hands behind your head, you may do that. One more each side. Hug the knees, rest the head. It's hot in my basement tonight. Woo! Wish I had a fan down here. All right, bring those knees back up to tabletop, arms back up to the ceiling. Exhale to your crunch, lift and hold. Arms are reaching long by your side. We're going to pump the arms. We inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep going with that breathing pattern. If having the legs up is too much, place them down. This is the 100 here. We do 100 pumps with the arms. If you're ready for more of a challenge, you're going to extend those legs long. Turn out to your Pilates V, meaning we're externally rotated at the hips and we're hugging the heels together. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whole body goes long. Arms reach above your head, legs are long on the mat. Inhale, those arms come up to the ceiling. Exhale as we roll up off the mat. That first one's always a doozy. Over to the toes. Scooping in your belly, like you're tucking your belly button up under your rib cage. And control yourself back down. This is our roll up. Inhale, arms come up to the ceiling. Exhale, rolling up off the mat, over to the toes. Scooping the belly in and controlling your way back down. Again, inhale, arms come up. Exhale. The exhaling is so important. We use that as we work through the hardest part of the exercise. Here it is. And that's true for any exercise. That exhale goes on that hardest part of the work. 2 more. Last one here, my friends. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale. Scooping the belly in, controlling your way back down. Let's bring the right knee into our chest. Hug that right knee in. Take your left hand onto your right knee and guide it across your body for a gentle spinal twist. You can go ahead and let that right arm reach out. Breathe into that stretch. Coming back to center, straighten that leg up. Go ahead and lift the head and shoulders if that feels right for you to enjoy that hamstring stretch. And maybe enjoy is not the right word for you. Maybe this is really not fun at all. In which case, you need to do it more often. Breathe into that stretch. Work through those tight muscles. Keeping the leg up. Take your head and shoulders down, arms long by your side. The hips are even, meaning we're not going to let them wobble side to side. Your belly button is drawn in, and the leg is going to slightly cross center as you circle around and up. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. These are our leg circles here, and leg circles are about core stability. Last one in this direction, and then we reverse. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Keep going. Use that core. Last one. Finish with that leg in the center. Flex your foot. Press through that heel. Feel that stretch up the back of the leg. Slowly lower down. 3, 2, 1. Pull the left knee into your chest. Take your right hand onto your left knee and guide it across your body for that spinal twist. I need to do this one more often myself. Let's bring it back to center. Straighten that leg up, lift the head and shoulders if that feels okay for you. Breathe into that hamstring stretch. We all have one side that's more, that's tighter than the other, okay? That's this side for me. My left side is always tighter, but I'm aware of it and I work on it. That's the best we can do, right? Keep that leg up, take your head and shoulders down and your arms long by your side. Hips are even, belly button drawn in, leg slightly crosses center, circle around and up. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. One more in this direction and then we reverse. Here we go. Inhale and exhale. 2 more. Last one. Finish that leg high in the center. Flex the foot. Press through that heel. Slowly lower straight down. 3, 2, 1. Pull both knees into your chest. Hug them in. We're going to lift the head and shoulders so like we're in a little ball. Head and shoulders are lifted. Knees are hugged in. Belly button drawn in. 2 hands come onto your right knee and your left leg goes long out in front of you. Exhale, switch. Exhale, switch. So this is the start of our ab series. 5 exercises in a row. Stick with me as best you can. If you need to rest your head and shoulders down at any point, you can do that. Just keep the legs moving if you can. If you need to support your head with one hand, you can do that as well. As we move through these exercises, they get progressively more challenging. So if you need to take it back to a previous exercise, you do what you need to do. 1 more each side. Now both knees hug in, double leg stretch. Both legs go long long and your arms reach above your head. Circle it back to your little ball. Inhale, exhale. 2 more, keeping your back down. Last one. Both legs straight up to the ceiling. 2 hands behind the right leg, left leg lowers down to just hover above the floor. Exhale, switch. Exhale, switch. Keep going, draw that belly button in. So now you may choose to stay here and keep the hands behind your head if you're ready for, behind your legs. If you're ready for more of a challenge, take your hands behind your head. I want 4, 3, 2, 1. Both legs are up. Hands come behind your head. Turn out to your Pilates V. I mentioned this earlier. We're turning out at the hips and we're hugging the heels together. Legs lower about 6 inches for a count of 3, 2, 1, lift. 3, 2, 1, lift. Keep going. Belly button drawn in. Back is not leaving the mat. 2 more. Knees to tabletop. Finish with your crisscross. Elbow to opposite knee. Really get that twist. And I want 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Good work. I'm going to take a sip of water. If you need one, grab one now and then come onto your back. We're going to go back onto our back where we started. Thank goodness for central air. Oh, baby. I'll tell you, it is hot. Sun coming in from the windows. Okay. We're back to our starting position here. You're on your back, neutral spine, belly button drawn in, arms long by your side, feet firmly planted on the floor. We're going to exhale, lift to a bridge and hold. Hold it here. Feel the glutes work, feel the hamstrings work, the core is engaged, the hips are even. Hold here and breathe. Hold here and breathe. Gonna do some little pushes up with our hips. Hips go up, up. So feel the hamstrings and the glutes working here. Think about the muscle groups that are required for your movement. Four, 3, 2, hold. Holding here. Feel those muscles working just to hold that static position. Holding 3, 2, 1. Lower the hips. Hug the knees. We're going to extend our legs straight up to the ceiling here. And now, if straight is not happening for you, a slight bend in the knee is fine. You do what your body needs to do. Take your arms long by your side. Don't be afraid to give a little pressure into the floor with your palms, with your triceps. Draw that belly button in. Reverse crunch. Here we go. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Use that control. Use that breath. I want 3 more. Last one. Hug the knees. So you might find that with a reverse crunch, maybe you get a couple inches off the floor. That's okay. Maybe you can get all the way up. Great. It's your workout. You do what your body needs. Take those legs back up. Take your arms long by your side. Belly button drawn in. We are making a small circle with both legs to the right and a small circle with both legs to the left. This is called the corkscrew. We inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Keep going. One more each direction. And hug the knees. Okay. I want you to bring the knees to tabletop position. Small separation between your knees, okay? Take your hands behind your thighs, okay? And give a little pressure into your hands so that you have that opposition where your legs are pressing into your hands, so you have a little pressure there. Belly button drawn in. We're gonna rock ourselves up to a modified V-sit. So here we go. Inhale, exhale, up to your modified V-sit, and controlling your way back down. And again, exhale up, and down. And exhale up. And down. Now you may choose to keep your hands here. Or for a little extra challenge, take them up to the ceiling and then we exhale, lift, and they reach long by your side. I want 2 more. I get shaky on this one. Last one. And bring it down. Hug the knees. All right, let's come up to our seated position here. And we're going to have our knees slightly bent in front of us. And your arms outstretched, shoulder height, shoulder width. Woo! I hope it's cooler in your house than it is in mine. Okay, friends, arms are reaching long in front of you. Belly button drawn in. Scooping back about halfway and pause. So find a spot that you can feel you can maintain for a moment. Let's add a little mini crunch. We go up, up. My reformer is very creaky when I do these, so you might hear that. I want 5, 4, 3, 2, hold. Hold and breathe. Scoop that belly. Hold and breathe. Here we go. Back to our mini crunch. Up, up. 5, 4, 3, 2, hold. Hold it here. 3, 2, 1. Bring it all the way up to a seated position. Reach those arms high up to the ceiling and a nice forward bend. Let those hands rest wherever is comfortable for you. Maybe that's your shins. If you can pull the toes back, you can reach the toes with straight legs. Give them a little pull back. Stretch through those calves. That should feel kind of nice. Let's bring ourselves up to a seated position. And I'm going to have you come over onto your stomach. So you're lying on your stomach in what we would call a prone position, okay? And you're going to rest your forehead on your hands. Oof. Forehead on your hands, legs resting, shoulders relaxed. Think about where your hips are. I want your hip bones evenly pressed down into the mat, okay? I want your lower back and your glutes and your hamstrings relaxed. So we're here in this position where our hands are resting on our forehead, and we're going to keep them attached to each other as we start to move through some extension through the spine. So hands go with your forehead. We're going to inhale, lift the upper body up off the mat, and we're going to exhale, lower. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Inhale, lift, and lower. Keep going. Two more. And rest. Push yourself back to a child's pose. Arms outstretched in front of you. And let's come up to our hands and knees from here. So your wrists are under your shoulders, your knees are under your hips. Your belly button's drawn in and you're in a neutral spine position. And if I can see this correctly on my screen, you can kind of see that I have a little sway in my lower back. So that's a natural, neutral position for my back, okay? Yours might look a little bit different than mine, and that's okay. Let's take one leg extended out behind us about parallel to the floor, no higher. Opposite arm reaches out in front of you, hold your balance. Don't change the position of your hips or your shoulders or your back. We're holding and breathing. Your gaze should be right down at about your line of your fingertips. That way your head is nicely in line with your spine. Holding 3, 2, 1. Lower the arm and leg. Other leg goes out behind you, about parallel to the floor. Opposite arm reaches in front. Hold and breathe. Keep that core engaged. Holding 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Good. From here, we're going to take it into our plank. Okay? If you need to be on your elbows, you may do that. Otherwise, we're on our extended arms. You're going to take one foot back, other foot back. Find your plank. Hold and breathe. Belly button drawn in. Keep that core working, friends. 3, 2, 1. Lower the knees. Sit back to your child's pose. Plank. This time we're going to move the plank a little bit. If you're ready for that. If you are not ready for that, then stick with the plank and work where you can. Up to your plank and hold. You're going to draw that belly button in and you're going to lift the hips up to the ceiling. Like we're coming to a downward dog almost, but our heels are lifted. Nice little triangle here with our body. And then we're going to peel ourselves back down to our plank. And we scoop in the belly and initiate that lift from your abdominals rather than your shoulders. And then we peel ourselves back down to our plank. We've got one more. Scoop in the belly and lift. And return. Find your plank. And lower the knees. Rest it back to your child's pose. Roll your wrists out. And then I'm going to have you come up to a high kneeling position for a nice hip flexor stretch. My head's a little cut off. That's okay. You don't need to see the top of my head. One foot out in front of you, a little bit further out from right underneath the knee. So that as we shift our body forward and we open up that hip flexor, our knee is not jutting out over our toe. Okay, so enjoy that hip flexor stretch here. Breathe into it. So now, if your hip flexor stretch is about here, meaning you don't have that extension forward, this is something you should be doing on a regular basis, okay? Your hip flexors, come on up out of that stretch. Let's do the same thing, other side. Your hip flexors do so much work all the time for every movement our body makes for the most part, right? We're taking a step, our hip flexors are working. We're getting up out of a chair, our hip flexors are working. We're walking up the stairs, they're working, okay? So they do a lot of work, and sometimes if we're a little bit neglectful of stretching that area, they tighten, 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 and then it creates all sorts of junk going on all the way up through here, lower back, glutes, and hip flexors. So please keep that in mind. Enjoy this nice, easy stretch. Coming up out of that stretch. And I want you to take a seat comfortably, whatever that is for you. I don't care what it looks like. I just want you to be able to sit with a long spine, okay? Now I'm sitting on my reformer, so my feet are flat on the floor as if I'm sitting in a chair. So that's why I look a little different than you do. So take some shoulder rolls back. And back. One more. And I want you to take a long side stretch up and over. And as you do, soften that elbow of the arm you're leaning towards so that this does not happen. We should never, ever have our shoulder jammed up to our ear. Bring it up and over to the other side. Nice soft elbow. And bring it up. And let's finish with a nice inhale. And exhale. One more inhale. And exhale. And we are finished. Thank you for joining me. Next week, we'll be back on Zoom. I won't be teaching. I'll be away for a couple days, but somebody is subbing for me. So please check that out. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to comment below. And I will see you all soon. Have a great night.